I'm Lindsay Rodriguez for BPM, and I'm very lucky to be hanging out with BLISS N ESO.
Down by the river, I learn how to swim, where the records play and wash away all the stress that's been.
Okay guys, so your fourth album, Running on Air, is coming out on July 30. What is going through your mind right now?
I think the new album definitely is a continuation of what we set out to do with Flying Colors. So I'm just pumped that we've kind of managed to really evolve from that last album and just keep pushing the boundaries. So I'm just, you know, it's an exciting time whenever you're about to release an album, because it's kind of like, well, now we get to see what people think and our fans think, you know, and the best part is we get to go back on the road and start doing it live, you know. We've been, I guess, so close to these tracks over the last 6 months, wondering what it's going to be like to hit the stage with them, and now we get to do it. So it's kind of like one of the most exciting times with the whole cycle of making music, I guess.
I think we feel like a pack of hungry dogs. I said this before, a pack of hungry dogs, and the crowd is a gigantic jumbo can of Pal.
Yeah.
And we're ready to go, yeah. We're ready to eat ya, like what was his name? Mike Tyson. We'll eat your babies. Well, we won't eat your babies. Yeah. We'll eat you at the show. Hopefully you like to be digested.
The first single, Down by the River, has been really well received. So does that make you feel more pressure for the record to succeed, or does it mean you can relax a little bit?
I mean, Down by the River, it has had a really good run. I'm pumped that, you know, we were able to do the video clip to it that we did, because I think it made the whole thing make a lot more sense in people's minds and get a bit more of an insight to who we are as three individuals. It doesn't really put more pressure on us in terms of, you know, how well it's received or if it's not received well. It's more just like, it's always exciting and interesting for us to see how our music goes, you know. And for us, we know here's the plate up here, and we've just dangled a little piece of meat off the side for them to, you know, have a nibble on. But we know that there's a whole feast up here,
yeah. And
we can't wait to show them what's on, you know, the rest of the plate.
So tell me a little bit about where you went to record this album.
We actually went to a pretty special place to record the album, out into the Victorian bush just outside of Melbourne, and it was just kind of near the Hanging Rock area, so it had this kind of bit of a vibe to it, and it was just nice to be able to get out into nature and get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and really just chill out with the music and get back to your thoughts.
So you're in the middle of the bush, but then you took a break to go and do a sold-out tour across the US, and then you came back. So did it make it more difficult to get back into the momentum of recording?
I think if anything, it just put the firecracker up the backside.
Inspired everything again.
It was really amazing to see how our music had been received all the way, you know, halfway across the world basically, and just basically via the power of the net and viral marketing and stuff, you know, to see how our music could transcend, you know, all these boundaries and stuff, and then coming back to the bush to record the album, it's just like, wow, there's a lot more than just Australia listening here, you know, and that's really inspiring, you know, to keep going. And
one of the actual shows we had over there, I went into the crowd after the show, and some young dude came up to me and he was like, "Mate, you gotta meet my mom." And I went, "Oh, yeah, all right. yeah, I'll meet your mum." And his mum was literally right next to him. She turned around and she had this big bloody BLISS N ESO t-shirt on, and she was just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're here. $5 steak? $5 steak?" And I've just gone, bloody hell. All right.
It definitely fueled the fire in terms of writing this album when we came back, and made us think, well, you know, people are listening and they're you know, embracing it and enjoying it, so we'll keep going.
Well, you guys aren't just incredibly talented, you also have a wonderful social conscience. You were at the Victorian Bushfire Appeal concert, you toured for the Make Poverty History Zero tour, and you went with the Oak Tree Foundation and two of my mates, Jimmy and Dean, over to South Africa to go and implement some schemes over there. What was that like? It was
one of those life-changing experiences, really, you know, eyes wide open and just, yeah, seeing something that I guess, for the most part, most of us hadn't really seen on a face-to-face level like that. You can always kind of see TV reports or whatever, and you understand that there's a lot of poverty out there and there's a lot of hardship and bad things happening in general in the third world, but to be right in the thick of it when it's staring you in the face is a whole other thing. It really gave us a much better picture of the problem at large, and also ways that we could help. So I mean, that was one of the, you know, it was really the inspiring factor to make us write Bullet in a Target and do the clip and collaborate with the Zulu Choir to help bring a bit more awareness back here. To be able to harness, you know, the power of music and do little things to help out where you can is pretty special for us, and I guess we appreciate being in that position.
So one of the goals that you, in conjunction with Oak Tree, had while you were in South Africa was to decrease the spread of HIV. And one of the programs was like a peer education program where you kind of found like the cool kids from the village and taught them about wearing a condom and that kind of thing, with the idea that the younger kids are more likely to listen to the older cool kids than, say, an educator or someone in authority. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I just found out from Dean that the provinces you visited to implement this program are the only provinces that have seen a decrease in the spread of HIV. So big congratulations to you guys, because you had a massive hand in that. How does that feel?
That's fucking
So-
awesome.
Yeah, that's wicked.
How do you feel?
That's crazy.
That's great. Yeah, definitely. The whole peer education strategy was, it's just fundamental the way it works, and it makes so much sense. You know, kids are influenced by, you know, the older cool kids, and if you can get the older cool kids, you know, pushing the right messages, then it's going to have, you know, a good impact on the youth, and that's exactly what they were doing, so that's wicked. We got to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a pretty impressive resume. You've won an ARIA, you've been nominated for another ARIA, you've toured all over the place. You're the only local hip-hop act to actually sell out a tour, which was for Flying Colours. What else do you guys want to achieve?
Oh man, it's all about the rest of the world, isn't it?
World domination.
Yeah, world domination. No, look, we still feel like there's, you know, it's just the tip of the iceberg, really, and yeah, we've had some fantastic things happen, but we want to just keep on pushing it. And you know, Australia is only, I think, 2% of the world music market. You know, there's a lot of other listeners out there, and to be able to travel with music is definitely, I think, a big thing for us and a goal that we've always, you know, we've already begun doing it here and there, but to really, you know, get out there and see the world through music would be an awesome, like, life achievement, I think. So, and just being able to spread, you know, our music and some of the things we're talking about to as many people as we can would just be wicked. So that's what it's all about.
And I think the fact that we don't have jobs that we have to slave for 5 days a week.
Yeah.
If hip hop can still, you know, pay our bills and dress us, then that's the future for me.
Now, I need to know, what is it like when you're there on stage, you've got 10,000 people hanging on your every word, singing along to your music. How does that feel? Like, do you ever get a little bit emotional?
When we first started, to have one person say one word that was in the song with us was like, did you see that?
Yeah.
No. When I said,
He said it. He said it.
hey,
He
right
said
there
it.
with
I
me.
heard him.
And then it got to a level where it was like, okay, people are saying the choruses with us.
Yeah.
And now, we could start the beat, take the beat away and put the mic out there, and these kids will say whole verses. And that kind of, like, you know, homing in and listening to lyrics is exactly what we're about when we listen to lyrics, and to know that the fans are doing the same thing, and, you know, it's a buzz out the arse. It's crazy.
Man, it would be mind-blowing. Okay, so the 4th album, Running on Air, is out July 30th. Guys, congratulations on everything you've achieved, and thanks so much for chatting with BPM.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure. Cheers.